You're watching Suckprofessor. Hello everybody, it's me Hank. I'm joined by...
James.
Hey, James! Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 2? What's it called?
The Well.
The Well. And no, they're not talking about feeling well. Well, maybe they are. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Welcome to the channel, everybody. You found our shot-by-shot screenshot recap, and it's going to be filled with spoilers and some lewd insights. James, are you ready? Oh, your arm. Oh, you put a Band-Aid on it. That's good.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to cut.
It's got some Neosporin on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, oh, your other arm. Oh my God, James. Oh Jesus. Oh fuck. That's more. I don't think a Band-Aid's gonna fix that one. Oh well. I guess we'll just keep pushing forward. All right. Let's get to the stories. Ready, James?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. So we open up on a wheel. We're not sure what's going on exactly, but it's kind of following it up. The camera tracks up right over this thing. I knew this was important. Mm-hmm. James immediately identified it because I'm dumb. My memory's fried. What was it, James?
Yep, one of the last times when we saw Carol, she had fended off against the Saviors, where she was standing in the middle of the road. She begged them to leave. They refused, and she did her Mega Man-style Mega Buster shooting out of the sleeve of her coat with an Uzi or something.
Yes.
I know it wasn't an Uzi. I'm not a gun person, but correct me.
I think it was a snub-nose small gun, right?
It was a pew-pew rifle, if you want to put it that way.
Okay, wow, you just made it worse with
I did.
The confusion. So it is Carol, but
yes. So basically, yeah, the last time we saw that happened.
Yeah.
She left one of them alive. I can't recall whether she knew he was alive or not. Probably didn't. But he eventually caught up to her, knocked her down, shot her in the arm, shot her in the leg. She was pretty much ready to die before she got saved by Morgan, who shot from across the way, killed the man, completely threw his morals in the gutter by taking a life, but he did so out of the necessity of saving Carol.
Yes, I take issue with you describing it as through his morals in the gutter. He realized in the moment of desperate urgency that his morals needed to be readapted to rescue his friend. His morals, the proper morals asserted themselves because when your lady friend or guy friend is about, even a dog or a pet squirrel is about to get fucking murdered, it's moral to murder the person who's going to do the violence.
For all he knew, a snake was attacking Carol and the guy was trying to shoot it off her.
Okay.
He didn't know.
Oh, did you spend all day thinking of that? Okay, no. C- for your logic test there, buddy. But yeah, so anyway, they really made sure that we could see this gun thing, though. Look at that.
And the fact that she got shot in the arm, the bloody
That's
spot
the arm.
there.
Yep. But it's like this right here, world's worst condom. Also the world's biggest. You ever see those elephants, or not even the elephants, the fucking whales? Look at here's Morgan. He's got his big pretzel. I like him. Oh, look, he carved a thing. James, remember we spot. This will come up a little bit later. So he's carving these little arrows and stuff. Either that, or he's just a big fan of the Triforce. So
it's like a less than symbol.
Yeah,
so he's saying that everything is less than Morgan.
Depending on what side of the tree he's standing
Morgan
on.
is greater than everything.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to say, really.
Yeah, he's like an improviser, but a woodworker.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know what that means. So, they're being carted off. And again, she's met these dudes on the horses in the hockey gear.
Right.
Are we sure it's hockey gear? It's just some sort of like...
Yeah, and if you're even a light comic reader, you know these guys are from the Kingdom.
The Kingdom, as we'll see plenty of that later.
And
too.
they witness Morgan taking the life of the Savior to save Carol. They witness the Savior shooting Carol up on the ground. So they know Carol's in bad shape, and they know Morgan saved them.
Yeah.
And they knew who this... well, I guess we don't know if they know who the Saviors are, but you can assume.
Well, they weren't murdered by them right away or
Right.
kicked in the face by their horses, and so they're going along with it. Morgan's covering his tracks by leaving tracks, literally. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's keep going. There we are. There's some zombies. These fellas are coming in off the field looking for meat, lunch, whatever motivates their desiccated minds. It cuts right away to Carol being kind of dumped off unceremoniously off the cart, and she sort of tumbles out, and she's she's all fucked up and skinny and got bloody arms and shit, and she's probably not feeling real great. Doesn't really know what she's going on because since she's been knocked out from pain and being shot, and she looks around her, and of course they're under a zombie attack. Look at them. Look at this guy. It's Alice Cooper on prom night.
I was going to say Jim Carrey from The Mask.
Jim Carrey from The Mask. Or one of the extras from the World's Best Music Video, Michael Jackson's Filler.
Could be.
And where are we at? Okay, so yeah.
It's like kind of face painting?
Yeah, well, he's exfoliating. Yeah, this is his nightly mask. He puts one on. And then he goes into the woods and he lays backwards and he puts cucumbers on his eyes. As zombies are known to do. But there they are, gross zombie heads. There's a lady from The Ring. She's crawling in. She just crawled out of a TV that you can't see off screen. And, fucking, this happened. Java updater. God damn it. Does anybody else? Hey, guys, leave us comments. Do you fucking hate Java? What's more annoying than Java? And they have been haunting computers for like 15 fucking years. What does it even do? I know you're supposed to learn Java programming if you want to be a computer programmer or something, but that even might be some old voodoo 1990s knowledge I'm talking about. What?
Now everyone knows when we shot this.
Yeah. Really, James? You worried that people are going to find out we also share their planet with them?
We're a little late.
And that we're not watching the Cubs game? We're recording our Walking Dead impressions instead of watching the World Series? All right, well, moving on with this fucking Oracle. More like either Oracle. So there, another zombie guy. That guy looks like me before my makeup. Gross. Of course, Morgan's able-bodied, and he beats up this dude. This guy was wearing a funny red outfit. I was hoping to catch more of it, but oh no, the guy's almost on me. And whack, swoon, poke, kill, ouch, pa-doom. Oh, motion blur. Okay, now there's a guy from the kingdom.
Yeah, so basically we can assume that Carol and Morgan were being escorted to the kingdom. Carol being traveling on a wagon, sort of like a mobile stretcher type deal, when they were attacked by walkers who took down the horses, which caused the cart to flip over, caused Carol to fall off her haunted hayride.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and now...
Wait, did you say haunted hayride?
Sure.
Nicely done.
Yeah, and now they're fighting off the walkers.
Yeah, real battle, for sure. And he stabs him, pulls back. This armor they're wearing, let's just look at it a little bit. Is it hockey? I don't know hockey well enough to have seen them without their shirts on, other than when
It looks like laser tag armor.
I was going to say that. That's literally where I was going. I was going to say laser tag.
Or just bad extra costumes from Rollerball.
Yes, or it's some sort of Rollerball.
Or a child's Halloween costume.
Yeah, some sort of kooky paintball thing maybe even, although I don't know how you needed the shoulder pads for that. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's men's lacrosse. Wait a minute. I meant to say field hockey. Men's field hockey. All right. You know what they call horse field hockey?
Hockey.
Polo.
Oh.
All right. So there's Carol going, what the fuck? This is crazy shit. And what is she? This was...
this was a little strange because I don't know if she's hallucinating because of her medical condition.
Yeah.
Or if it's... Well, we know beforehand that she had taken on the mantra that she couldn't kill anymore. She left the Alexandria, abandoned them, went off running.
But she was like overwhelmed and sort of had a mental
her whole
shift, breakdown.
Yeah, she said that she couldn't be around people that she cared about because she felt like she was a motherly figure to everyone in Alexandria.
Yeah.
And she couldn't be that person because in order to be that person, she would have to fight to protect people, and she couldn't do that anymore. She couldn't... She basically saying you can't have it both ways. You can't be the mother figure and yet not protect at the same time. If you can't do one, you can't do the other. So she separated herself from the group by forcing herself into an exile.
Yeah, and headed off kind of recklessly.
Yeah.
We're talking about the previous season.
Yeah, and she's still in the same arc, though. She didn't ask Morgan to come get her. She didn't ask to be rescued.
Yeah.
So she's a little bit...
And she's a tough person, and she's a survivor, and she could definitely handle herself. But one person alone is real hard.
You remember what she did to the saviors in that one outpost with Maggie? Toasted them all?
Oh, yeah. She flamed them up real good.
She's brutal.
She barbecued them. But that's also why, she also doesn't like riding around on this old glory hole table. So she looks, but then actually...
The one in the middle becomes human.
Yeah, she becomes a regular person who's not a zombie, and therefore deserving of a hug and maybe a kiss. But James actually picked up on this way sooner because of the odd lighting. I backed up a couple shots there. James goes, oh, they're going to turn it. I was like, James, your brain works so quick. I love it. So yeah, this chick just steps forward and it's a Carol hallucination. And she's, oh, look, I'm Carol. I got gray hair. Look, her hat matches her shirt. That's what you call, that's what you call camouflage. And my soul. So she kind of climbs up. Morgan's having a battle. The guys are also there. We got some good kills coming up here, everybody. So bear with us, guys. Yeah. She gets up and she staggers off.
Yeah, which is total bullcrap. It's like I understand the suspension of disbelief, but and it's a TV show. But when you get shot in the arm, just ripping up an old T-shirt and tying it around the wound does not make it so that you can push yourself up and walk on a leg that's been shot. Come on.
I get a cut on my hand and I have to sleep at the park for weeks.
Yeah,
I mean,
she is superhuman. I mean,
Yeah.
there was even one episode where I think she was in a car with Daryl and she fell off an overpass and it should have broken every bone in her body, but she was fine. You know?
Well, she is, she is a long version. Hey, let me just say this. Hey, James, what's the difference between Carol and Carl? Oh! All right, so she keeps going, and why didn't you laugh more at that joke? It was funny.
I'm working up to it.
It was funny.
Yes.
I fucking emailed you. Laugh at my jokes. That's better. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so she staggers off. She doesn't know where there's that house. So she goes by this fence, and she's walking off, and she's on her own now again. Sees a lovely old woman, just an old spinster, having a nice look out the front window, beckoning. Oh, come on, dear. I will make you tea, and we will have crumpets, but I will show you my old wedding photos from my wedding night. Wink, wink. And Carol's like, oh, wow, I really would love a friend. She looks like she's about my age, and we can go in there. And turns into...
But I like how the makeup artist didn't bother to do the hands.
Yeah, the hands look the same.
Yeah, the hands are still fine. They're alive. The rest just zombified.
I wish it was just a zombie holding a teacup and going... so let me come at you. It looks like a zombie should be able to break through these old windows. You know what I mean? I know.
Yeah.
You ever break a window?
Oh, yeah. I put my head through a couple of them.
What? James, you always say the
I was
craziest
very
shit.
bored as a child.
Out of boredom?
No, my sister ran my head through them, but still. She was bored, so it was out of boredom.
Oh, boy. Do I need to call the Department of Children and Fucked Up Family Services on you?
Too late for me.
All right. Well, okay. So, this one, she encountered one of mankind's most annoying things, which is spider webs you can't see. Although from the look of these, you should have avoided those fucking things. You ever see someone walking in a spider web?
Oh, every morning I would go out to get the mail back home in Virginia, walk through between these two bushes and just get a whole face full of it, and I looked exactly like that afterwards.
Well, that's because you were raised in a haunted forest, you fucking Candyland maniac. So there he is again, another guy. Carol's going, ah! And, oh, good, I got it. So this guy rides by on a horse. Look, it's Al Bundy. What happens to this fella's face? This caught us both by surprise because it's nice to see. But it's nice to see. It's like, oh look, they either got some faster MacBooks to make better effects or something, or better budget. Whoa,
that is great.
That's so horrible. And the fact that I don't have to block this out, but I got to block out a nipple is absolute trash. Whoa. George Washington must be rotting in his grave.
Oh, trust he is.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear. So that's the eyes, the mouth. Oh, that's so brutal. I would take this head and turn it sideways, cut the head off the bottom flat like the bottom of a watermelon, and turn it into an ashtray. Wouldn't that be nice, James?
Sure.
Want to take up smoking with me?
I'll pass.
I need something to quit. So, he goes down, and the fellas are riding around on the horses. They got their big weapons, and Carol's still kind of having this moment. She's still, kind of just running out of steam, I guess, you'd say, because she's pausing at the house here. But they're separated from her, though, right? Is she what? Is this all happening in front of her?
It's happening around her, yeah.
Okay.
Because she fell out of the wagon, she stumbled
But she staggered
up.
away.
A little around the back side of the house or something, but she's still in the middle of the fray.
So conveniently, the fights have all just emerged, or have all sort of moved around to be by her.
There's a couple of the...
Maybe there's some jumps.
Yeah, there's a convoy of kingdom people. I mean, it's not...
There she is again. That's the world's poorest wedding bride.
Yes.
What do you call women that are getting married? Bride. Yeah, bride.
Victims.
Victims. Yeah, suckers. Man, James, I really want to get married. I'm totally terrified of dying alone. And when you're alone, you die of choking. All right, there's a guy. He's got elbow pads and oh, no, that's okay, lady. I'll get those cobwebs off your face. Whack. More like I'll get your face off your shoulders. And she goes launched, and that's fun. And good one. That's how I would be though. Back in those days. I mean, if I was one of those horse riding men, I'd just be taking I'd take a Jai and just stab people across the nose. There's a big handsome guy on a horse. We're all having a nice time. Recognize this horse, by the way. There, I think he comes up a little bit later. Whose face is this? It's Carol, right? Yeah. So, but. Oh yeah, this all goes down. So the guy comes up.
Yeah, this is like the Legolas Lord of the Rings shot.
No kidding, man. With the open.
Wait, that is like majestic
aperture.
crap.
Yeah, it's so we all. But because it's this odd camera shot with the weird lighting and whatnot, which is very deliberate, of course.
Yeah,
we know we're going to get another vision here.
Yeah,
so
Carol's perception of reality is a bit distorted at this point.
Yes. This is the worst POV porn I've ever seen. So she sees it. What's her POV? It's, a nice sweet goyo. She just gets killed. That's so horrible. So here, let's do a contrast. I'm going to skip a few screenshots here. So these aren't in sequence, but here's 1, 2. 1, 2. I don't know why that's funny. All right, so Carol's eyes, she's looking at a guy. Now this is, by the way, James, it's important in this shot here. Mm-hmm. This is Morgan.
Yes.
So this is Farmer Bill from that painting with the guy holding the pitchfork and the plain-looking wife. And Morgan stabs him with his dull stick. You got to have got a good grip to kill somebody with a bow staff.
Yeah, Morgan, he will undergo an evolution in this episode. His philosophy of life is forced to change.
Yeah, well, he was confronted with it, like as I already put James in his place about earlier. So
I mean, he was forced to kill for Carol. Yeah. So now he's reassessing the necessities of what has to be done in a world that he lives in.
You know, I heard a guy say that his gutters had been put into the morals. Morals went into the gutters, and I think whoever said that should apologize.
No, his moral
I think who
standpoint,
said that
where he was.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
No, his philosophy was discarded out of the necessity of saving Carol. That's what I mean.
I know. I totally get what you mean. I'm trying to create tension in you because making you uncomfortable is one of my favorite hobbies. But of course, who is it? Oh, it's just another victim who is having himself a delicious bowl of chocolate liquid. That looks like fun. Or maybe raspberry reduction. So Morgan's intense. Morgan's tough. I like Morgan, actually. I like peaceful men. Mm-hmm. And these guys come up on the horses. We also see some new people. Carol's like, oh, fuck, what is this? Is this a gun holster right there? Is that what?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. What else would you put in there?
Not a flask.
Yeah. It's the world's worst bell. You ever make a bell out of leather?
No.
Doesn't work. Look at this cool knife, by the way. There's just a lot of details in these shots, isn't there? It is cool.
It almost looks like
I've seen those.
half of a really big pair of scissors.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? That's really great. Yeah, it's just a huge old handled fucking machete thing. That's cool. Morgan's all right, everything's getting intense now. Morgan's carving another thing into the thing outside this house here.
Which is symbolic because we've seen Morgan in the past carving symbols like that into trees and things which always seems to be he's pointing the way for Rick's group, or he's trying to leave some sort of semblance of a path for Rick's team to follow.
Correct.
Because he knows that he left Alexandria to find Carol. He got separated from his path. Now he's going to the kingdom, and he wants Rick to be able to follow him, or anyone from Alexandria to know where he's going.
Like in Last of the Mohicans with the brunette lady, she breaks sticks or like bushes and stuff. Mm-hmm. Also, I would like to point out this horse is wearing shin guards. Mm-hmm. And therefore, the horse is a soccer player, which we can all assume safely. So yeah, he's making a note for his friends, and he turns the mail thing up. We missed. Okay, we'll see in a second here. Yeah, so he turns up the little mail gizmo. Yeah. So we're gonna nickname Morgan the Mailman. You okay with that one?
Sure.
We can come up with something better. Pretzel Boy. He's got a big pretzel. Okay, now Lucky Rabbit's foot on a lamp, or just hanging off a thing. James, do you ever have a Lucky Rabbit's foot?
Yeah, I had a couple. Yeah.
Here, let me make a prediction, and this is gonna be really judgmental because it is. Did you make that yourself? Did you make like a homemade rabbit's foot?
I would never hurt a rabbit.
Well, it already died. You had to do something with it.
No, it was. I think we bought it at an Indian reservation or something.
We were too poor to have Lucky Rabbit's foot, so we could only have Lucky cat foots.
Yeah, I remember I got one. My sister got one. We didn't buy it ourselves. I think my dad gave it to us.
Were they like green or purple or something?
No. They looked pretty much exactly like what you're seeing there. And apparently one of our dogs found it and ate them both.
Ooh, so then you had to carry around lucky dog shit.
Well, no, we still had the little metallic stud at the top. Okay. The foot itself had been eaten and digested.
That's what I'm saying. That poop was particularly lucky.
Yes.
Think it through, James. Come on. So Carol is in the bed, and she's as we all know, the solution to all bullet wounds is a couple of naps, and you'll feel better. But of course, her buddy's hanging out with her. He's he's concerned. He also has nowhere else to be.
Works in Fallout.
Yeah, it does. And we got a surprise coming up for people, by the way, too. But there's a little thingy there in the window. Carol's she's kind of waking up. And Morgan is like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And, of course, Carol's like, oh, shit, that's fine. God damn it. What the hell is going on? Look! Subtitles!
Now, I'm a little bit worried about this, though, because depending on how frequently the screenshots occur, we might just have the whole episode up in comic book form.
Well, it feels like even more copyright infringing because if we just do every single subtitle. So,
but you were a little bit more.
I was trying not to do every subtitle, even though we thoroughness would demand that we do. But but we do an okay job. Yeah, it feels like it. I mean, we're grateful for their permission to use the shit, even when it doesn't get monetized. I don't care about that at all. Like all the Westworld stuff is not ours. That gets copyright flagged right away. But
we don't make anything of that.
No, and we're not here to make stuff.
No, that's not the goal at all.
Yeah, eventually, if the channel gets giant, okay, yeah, that's fine. Great. We'd love to do this for a living. But no, but yeah, so it does feel strange to take it all. We might as well just do 30 frames per second, put it on YouTube.
Yeah, and if they come for us, we'll go to Mexico.
But we do remember the dialogue okay. Sometimes we miss the details, but this will trigger our memories so much better. So I'm optimistic that this is a great solution to that. So she's like, where are we? And so she takes him out, he takes her out. They're in this new place. So we see this whole new world, this whole new environment. See, this kid's on his way to play soccer with that horse. These two goats are, those are the prostitutes.
Yeah, so basically Carol has been asleep for 2 straight days.
Oh, it's 2 days for sure? Where did you get that info?
Because in the previous scene when they were talking, she says, how long I've been out? And he says 2 days.
Oh.
Subtitles weren't on, but that's what went down.
Sure, I got it.
So basically, the people who live in this town know Morgan, and Morgan knows them because he spent the past 2 days interacting with them. Carol's brand new to this. She's just waking up. She doesn't know what the deal is.
So she's fresh out the nap. I almost said coma, and pack it with your web. So he's giving her like the lowdown about what's going on.
Yeah,
but we're learning about the town. They've got all these kids. They've got school. They've got education. They even got number 2 pencils, which means they have Scantron, which means these kids hate school. And they're doing classes, teachers, low teacher to student ratio, which is nice. This kid's got glasses. He's a nerd. I have glasses, by the way, James. And of course, they're gardening. They're reusing tools. They're doing a lot of cool container gardening with these barrels and these fucking tires and stuff. And so Morgan is just sort of explaining what's going on. But he's on his way taking her something about kind of, and then we can start back to Alexandria. What is this place? Well, the people here. Feel free to stop and weigh in, James. They call this place the Kingdom.
Yeah, so essentially, to make a long story short, he's taking Carol to see the leader of the kingdom.
Yes, and as this is funny, this subtitle said we're going to see more of those indistinct conversations. All right, cool. So there's some horsey stuff. We got a bunch of fields and fucking boxes. Oh, I thought, look at here, James. These are the repurposed file cabinets. In a way, this is a metaphor for nature reclaiming it over the dominion of man, because what rules men's lives? Paperwork. Paperwork is destroying our souls. And if you have an office job, I'll give you a hug, because fuck these cages, these mental and physical cages we chain ourselves to every day. And your boss is a piece of shit and he owes you a raise. How about that, James?
You just described my life.
Yeah, I described everybody's life, unless you're your own boss, in which case your boss is also a piece of shit and give yourself a raise. So there they go. They're walking in indistinct conversations, bird chirping. Only one bird, just to be clear. Hey, look, it's Doug Benson. He's a comedian. No, Doug Benson's not that bad. But they were helping you, so he's just sort of giving her...
Yeah, he's saying they're helping you, so I am helping them. And he's seeing people are waving to him, which establishes for us that he has a rapport with the people here, that they recognize who he is, he recognizes who they are. He's essentially an honorary part of the community already. But Carol hasn't met the leader hasn't met Carol. She needs to be initiated, she needs to be introduced, and that's what they're going to do.
Yes, totally. And this guy back here is like, anybody order a big donut? Hello, I brought your O-ring. Or why? Who are we, Carol?
Well, yeah, Carol's worried about immediately saying, well, why are they accepting us? Don't they know who we are? Don't they know what we've done? Yeah. What kind of people we are? And Morgan's like, all they know about us is that you were being brutalized. Yeah. I did what I did to save you, and we got separated. Right. I caught up with you, and I did what I did. That's what they know. That's the truth that they have.
Yeah. We got split up. There you go. Exactly what James just said. Wow, James, you're good, man. The person who's in charge of this place. And this is where James goes. James, he got excited and he goes, he says some crazy name that I had never heard. And of course we see it and he's explaining where he's taking them. Animal bleeding. They misspelled bleeding. It's called King Ezekiel, and that's what James said. And James sticks his arms triumphantly in the air. I haven't seen James celebrate since the delivery pizza guy brought us an extra Diet Pepsi. And he goes, yes, King Ezekiel. And I was like, oh man, this fucking King Ezekiel
he's
must
in the
be somebody
comics.
important. So he's like, what? Shit. King Ezekiel. Hope is the North Star. Let it guide you. King Ezekiel. Oh, look.
Yep.
K.E. I thought these were Bibles. You know, because it's in this old-timey, fucked up King script. So where are we at? So yeah, so he's walking her through. He's kind of giving her this whole business like, you know, he's a little weird. You just be like, you know, when you meet somebody whose like husband is Elephant Man or something, you're like, oh, just don't look him in the eye. Teeth are a sign of aggression. Just be cool. You'll be fine. Just don't, you know, sometimes you got to be warned when you meet somebody and you're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Can't we just go home? So Bree Sharpley, here we are. We're in this little theater, community
It really
theater.
looks like a high school play almost. Because
Yeah.
look at the backdrop. It's the kingdom back there. It's got the stage lights. It's literally a play.
He's got a stuffed tiger right next to him, or at least we think it. No, we don't think it is actually. No, of course it's not. Tiger growling, and I'm going, fucking shit, this is crazy. And of course, Carol is also just as stunned as I was, and whoa.
Yeah, and that's my favorite reaction shot from Carol ever.
This one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got plenty more of those. But yeah, look at these things, man. These are two regal beasts. One's the king of the jungle. The other's the king of men. They have united their forces into and of course, roar! We're in the middle of an Ang Lee fever dream. What's the name of that movie?
The Life of Pi.
Did you see it?
No, I did not.
Sucked. Fucking guys swimming with a big tiger in a boat, and it's a metaphor for how life, if you got to fight.
Did you know that actually that's Glenn in a blue suit? That's his job now.
Glenn?
Yeah.
Is blue suit the new green screen?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that is. Glenn is that good of an actor. It's actually Daniel Day-Lewis. He's been living as a tiger. His wife is really getting tired of doing it tiger style. Catty. Okay. So the dog... Rawr! But, you know, my first impression of this man... Okay, I'll give you that in a little while. I'm a cynical... I was like, okay, all right, enough with this fucking fuckface. I can't handle this guy immediately. So he goes, the fair maiden has been through a myriad of trials. And like, all of a sudden we're in a LARPer fucking fantasy here with the guy speaking old English.
It's a bit ridiculous. Yeah.
It's a little absurd, a little over the top.
Especially with the backdrop behind him. It's more than a little comical.
Yeah, but I trust the show. I know the show itself. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not a comic book. It's not a cartoon. It's not a comedy. So I'm not just thinking they've gone off their deep end here. I know that I assume there's going to be more subtext filled into kind of his behavior.
There's a method to the madness.
Yeah, in a way, but it's also it's a little like, all right, shut up. This is an 8th grade theater class.
Yeah, I've got to predict this is going to be the new favorite character of everyone.
This guy here,
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry.
He is hilarious.
Jerry, and he's we'll see him later, but he's kind of sort of the modern ground wire to the old King talk, because he'll be like, yo, man, juice it up, dude. Chill it up, bro.
Yeah, he's clearly not the Shakespearean delivery style person. But he's like the goofy stagehand who got thrown on because the normal guy called in sick.
Yeah, he's sort of a loyal goon, though, too. And they also dress him up into kind of fit with the sort of threaded shoulder pad thing. What do you call shoulder?
Pauldrons?
Sleeves. Well, pauldron will be like the padded thing on the top, kind of, or the armored thing. But I mean, the buckled doublet, isn't that something that they wear?
Doublet is something. Doublet.
Yes. Go get the breastplate, stretcher. All right, so he's like, all right, look at this shit, but your words leave me pitch kettled, was he referring to pitch like the tar, like the kind of pitch?
I'm not quite sure with that. I was too distracted by his star shirt.
Yeah, the stars on
which
his
looks
shirt.
like a little kid's pajamas or something.
And he's got the feather in the hair and the crazy dreadlock. Those are dreadlocks, right?
Yeah.
But he's really going for it, you know. But this guy, he is a sight to behold. And she's just like, what the fuck? And man, this is crazy. But if she is a friend of Morgan, she's a friend of the king. There's Morgan until proven otherwise. So they don't quite trust him, but he's also pretty welcoming. Actually, by the end of the episode, I did like this guy. I gotta say.
Yeah, he's not bad. I'm a fan of him too.
And let's just say, he's got some dreamy fucking eyes, man. You can just go swimming in those things, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so the overall context of this scene is that Carol meets him, and Carol immediately starts going into her subservient, happy Carol.
Sycophantic, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, she gives him exactly what she thinks he wants, which is to be, like, delighted, and almost like he pretends like a little girl seeing a a vaudeville, not vaudevillian, but sort of a Renaissance fair staged presentation.
Yeah, when Carol gets threatened and finds herself in a position or an environment that she doesn't feel like she has control over, this is the persona she slips into in order to gain trust, in order to not antagonize. This is her defensive mode.
Yes, right. Although this is more over the top than I think we've ever seen her, though. I mean everybody can fake friendliness or fake being in a better mood than they're really in, but she was kind of like performing almost.
Yeah, we've seen her like this before, but not quite to this degree.
Right. Perhaps you think me mad. Yeah, I do. I fucking think you're fucking lunatic. Okay, you piece of shit, and you're holding a weapon and a dog with teeth. You're holding one of the monsters from Ghostbusters, Zool or whatever. What do they call those monsters? The gatekeepers, Rick Moranis.
Yes.
So yeah. So I think this is her doing the acting. I think you're amazing. Oh, I just think it's so amazing. You know, she's a little too over the top, and he's like, it's Shiva. Oh, because she calls it
Shiva.
Shiva, yeah.
With the tiger.
Yeah. So they feed the tiger giant cans of cat food, just huge old buckets of cat food. I don't know what the hell's going on, you. And once you've healed, of course, you know, he's offering to let her contribute. But is that now or does that come up later?
He makes a point that the only rule he has, he says, you can stay here and feed from the fruits of our labors all you want for as long as you want, so long as you abide by our mantra, which is you drink from the well, you replenish the well.
Yeah.
Hence the title, The Well.
The Well, indeed. Well done, James. So yeah, so well said, as our buddy Jerry finds out.
It's a nice pun.
Yeah. Deep in the well. You know that little girl that fell in the well in the 90s? She became hot. What the Well, I guess it's not that surprising. People generally turn into adults. All right, so it's all grown right. So he's kind of bragging, but just offering her, saying, "Look, what's ours is yours, and you've got to work for it." So we have some fruit.
You passed over the best line in the whole episode.
Oh,
it's fruit time.
We could name that for our channel.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean,
it's fruit time.
Did you get the impression that this scene was a little bit more than meets the eye in terms of the whole pomegranate talk about how it's heaven for the effort, but it's a lot of sweetness covered by sour? Do you think that was a metaphor for something else that they were getting into?
Are you talking about cunnilingus?
No.
Oh. I thought there was a biblical thing to the fruit in a way, but that's just my dumb, stupid metaphor. I don't have a good grounding in literature, and the Bible's not, I mean, I guess some people call it, whatever. But I thought there was a biblical, like the tree of knowledge type of thing happening here. Like if you accept this, you're buying in more. Like this is sort of a symbolizing that you're not violating, but yeah, I don't know. What about you? What was your take on that?
I'm not really quite sure how to interpret it right now. It's kind of...
So you're just questions and no answers?
Yeah, no, I was wondering if you had a take on it.
No, I appreciate it, James. It's wonderful to have you just discussing stuff. We should do this for soap operas. Yeah. All right, at least take a pomegranate. She doesn't want it, though.
I mean, and to kind of circle back on whether it has any deeper meaning, I think, in retrospect, I think it's put there solely to serve a purpose that you'll find out at the end of the episode.
Right.
So maybe the meaning isn't as deep as I initially thought it might be.
But it comes back. I mean, it's obviously deliberate. I mean, nothing in the show is an accident per se, but
yeah, it's a plot point.
Yeah, but she does mention she loves chocolate. She's like, that was weird when she said, "Watch it go bye bye."
The bye bye part. Yeah, that was line, super over the top.
I was like, did the writers were they fucking on ecstasy when they wrote that?
I think they just wanted to make it blatantly clear to the audience that Carol was really hamming it up.
Yeah, I would have said, no, that's bruised. I don't eat bruised pears. Okay, I'm not a savage. And we have a small choir. Oh boy, no one told me I'd be meeting royalty. And he's like, what are you up to, Carol? I'll be fucking crazy bitch. And he's like, all right. Your Majesty, thank you. Woohoo! The pleasure is mine, Carol.
So she basically turns down everything he offers her and says all she really needs is a little bit more sleep, a little bit more rest to tend to her wounds.
Yes. And here Shiva growls. It's actually, originally it said Shiva licks Shiva's balls. If Shiva has balls. It is?
Yeah.
Females? Oh. You sure? Why? Oh, he called her she, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right. Well, Shiva licks Shiva's ovaries then. Okay. And by the way, this I think helps what you're saying though about how important the fruit is and stuff. We'll see you later. So they're walking out. Hey, bye, folks.
Yeah. So they wave hi to those guys, but they wait for them to get out of earshot before they start acting like themselves.
Now
again.
She's back to being, dude, what the fuck? Stop it. Whose line is that? Who's speaking? Is that her?
That was Carol saying, "Stop it, stop this."
Yeah. And she's like, this place is fucking crazy. Or what's wrong with you? I can't do this. These people are lunatics. They're just nuts.
She says it's playtime here.
That's right. Thank you, James. But, I thought I would remember some of the dialogue. I don't remember any single bit of it other than what I can read. When nobody else is, she's talking about being outside.
Yeah, her plan, her modus operandi is still to get away from people. She doesn't see herself as part of a community. She sees people who are living in a content area like this to be the same as the people from Alexandria, and that their content nature is they're going to be their downfall.
Yeah.
That she can't grow attached to these people because she's not willing to protect them. She's in the same exact situation as before, so she's ready to get out of there at first opportunity.
Yeah, totally. Now, before I answer that, what dialogue is this about here? I'm backing up. It wasn't before in the basement.
He's basically saying it's not your call. It wasn't when we were in the basement. Remember the thing, the wolf?
Yeah,
and then it wasn't in the library, which was when they met a second time.
So he's recounting some of their previous encounters with people.
He's basically saying my impression of the situation has not changed. I wasn't going to let you die then, and I'm not going to let you die now.
Yeah. And of course, then she swore in a word that only has two things. No, that's that thing that comes up. But as far as her leaving, immediately I'm thinking, this is fucking reckless. What the hell? I get that she's uncomfortable. I would be weirded out by these people too, by the wacky king and his kooky Jerry buddy and but she's walked by food. She's walked by kids taking lessons. Not to say that she should have taken it all in. She's walked by file cabinets that have been repurposed for great container gardening. But it's like, Carol, you have 2 gunshot wounds. You just woke up. You know what I mean? Like, you're in no position. You can be thinking maybe I got to get out of here, but for her to be like, all right, I'm getting the hell out of here, and it is crazy. But as has been established, though, she's not really been in her right mind, and she's sort of having this major crisis that triggered her leaving Alexandria a while back. So I do try to approach that with some patience and understanding, and I'm sure she's grateful for it. Right?
Yep.
Perfect. But I won't let you die out here. And then these folks come out, and they're like, all right, fine. They can't talk because these folks are on their way. So, boom, truck, this is the gate. This is their thing. They driving off. They've got some sort of gate thuds. I don't know why that's funny to me. We see a shot of some big pigs eating a gross zombie, and he's wiggling around.
Yeah, while it's still moving.
Yeah, his head's moving. He's like, ah.
Didn't the mob used to get rid of bodies by feeding them to pigs?
I think that's something that's probably happened.
Pigs can devour, bone, gristle, everything.
Absolutely. Look, this actually, what we're looking at here, James, this is like meeting my family on Thanksgiving. That's what we look like. We are a bunch of hogs, and it's all canned cranberries. No, nothing else.
Nice.
We just cover the table with canned cranberries, take off our shirts, and just have at it. So what was once captive to the farm and now runs free in the city. Do we remember whose voice was talking? I think
this
it's
is
the king.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, yeah. So these pigs are being running around, and these guys are chasing them, and it's kind of a whoo down, woohoo. Does this remind you of home, James? A little bit. Did you have pigs?
No, I did not have pigs.
Not a Vietnamese potbelly?
No, my mother wanted one a lot.
They're adorable.
We never had one.
I knew of folks in Laguna Beach that were just distant relatives, and we visited once, and they had a pig called Louie, and they would go, Louie, 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 and then
Suey.
I don't know. Yeah, Louis. Yeah, exactly. Suey. And but Louis would come walking up, and the first time I saw Louis, I nearly shat my mouth. He was this giant, fat, stupid pig, but he was adorable. And we touched his back, and
ripped off a piece of bacon.
Yeah. Then we all had a zombie. We all fed on a zombie on the ground. Okay, so this guy here, we're gonna see more of him. Oh, I pointed at with my finger. I got to use the mouse. We're gonna see more of him later. I could do 2 hands here. How about that? They're trying to round the pigs up into a room with a zombie. That's wacky. I kind of just assumed they're eating the zombie, which is what they're doing. But I was like, oh, they don't have food for the pigs, so they've figured out that the pigs can convert zombie meat into nutrition or something.
So this was a little bit confusing at first.
Yeah, it was confusing, and I wasn't exactly conclusive.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. It does get explained. There is a distinct purpose for it, but we're not discovering it just yet.
Yeah. This is the sound I made on the night I lost my virginity. I was fat. It's just what we needed. Why the walker? And he's like, oh, I don't know, because I want their bellies full of rot. Now,
which again seems very confusing as to what purpose could that possibly serve? But again, a couple more scenes it'll be explained.
Yeah, it'll be explained, and it's actually kind of for a pretty cool reason, I thought. So. You shoot a machine gun in the woods and nothing. Oh, this is where Ezekiel. So they're being accosted by a group of local zombies. Sorry. Oh boy, the bacon I had for dinner came back. And Ezekiel is pointing out that he likes Morgan's style. right? He's like, you're good with your stick and your shit.
Well, a little bit before that,
Am I jumping ahead?
Yeah, Ben is the young blonde-haired kid that's with him.
Yeah.
And we can tell that he has a fondness for Ben.
I am getting
and
ahead.
he wants Ben to learn to use different types of weapons, but it's not taking to him very well.
We'll get to that real quick here.
Yeah.
That's this second. Yeah, so he's actually describing what attracts these guys. He goes, you cough here and they come to him.
Right. So basically he's using it as an opportunity to test Ben.
Yeah. But everything I said is relevant to about 2 minutes from now. So Ben, it's your turn. Ben's this white kid in the middle there, and he's like, oh, fuck, I gotta do some shit. And so Ben grabs he goes, use a machete. Yeah, like we practiced. So he's, that's good leadership. Hey, young upstart, for you to take a kill. Time for you to disarm one of those landmines here. Okay, kid, go have it. Grunting, boom, Ben goes up. And of course, Ben, Jesus, dude, it's the apocalypse. Work on your aim, you dumbass.
Yeah,
so,
clavicle shot is just going to get it stuck.
Yeah.
That's not going to help you.
By the way, what happens with your arm is on his left shoulder, and you chop his collarbone apart, or his clavicle, what's going to happen? His head's going to fold over and bite your hand.
Yeah.
It's just physics. I watched a lot of Mythbusters. Growling, Ben, you fucked up. Damn it, Ben. And of course, I was hoping I get a shot of his hilt. Look at this thing. It's some sort of bird face.
It's almost like some sort of Egyptian
Yeah.
style scepter.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. That's the sword handle thing. And so he comes up and of course, hey, is the regal king. Everything he does though is just like, come on, dude. And don't be troubled, Benjamin. Morgan, you mean the pigs? I don't those aren't related. I mean they are, but
Well, yeah, during this scene what happens is that Richard, who is the man on the left in that one, basically says, we can't tell anyone back at the town what we're doing here. This is to be kept secret.
Yeah.
This can't be spoken of.
Which immediately I'm thinking, wow, the king already has secrets, which isn't surprised. It's Walking Dead. There's always some wacko leading every group. But like, it seems peculiar because his whole thing is this regal royal, I'm the man of the people, but I'm their leader, but also it'd be weird that he'd have these kind of side kingdoms, secrets, I guess.
It also really speaks to how much Ezekiel trusts Morgan, because Morgan hasn't really been there that long.
Yeah.
And he's already trusting him as part of his inner circle.
That's true. Maybe Ezekiel is good at reading people, and I suspect he is. So yeah, well, by the way, this walker comes out of nowhere.
Jumps out at Ben,
Yeah.
who we know Ezekiel has a lot of fondness for.
Yeah.
And Morgan, with the whack of one stick, saves Ben.
One strong whack with his pretzel, and he's down, and of course, one walker's not going to do shit. So they don't even bother with the rest of the zombies. Till then, we know that live on it. Oh yeah, he gives the zombies this sort of
little
like
theatrics,
this parting theatrical thing. Full, festive, and free. I shall return with soap and wash you fuckers up. And I found a box of Old Spice High Endurance Red Zone deodorant. You're all gonna need it. Jesus Christ, I haven't smelled BO this bad since I was on the lacrosse team. Truck doors closing.
I don't know if you got this next line, but I want to see if you did.
Well, I don't know. Is it?
I don't think you did get that line.
In the truck right before they drive off?
I wanted to point something out because the whole time the scene was playing out, I was wondering, is like, how can you have a thriving community like this so close to Alexandria, because it's going to be within the vicinity of Negan's group. And Negan knows everything that's going on within a wide parameter.
Yeah.
So it got me thinking, it's like, well, does Negan have his talons in this group already too? And then Richard gave us basically a little line saying, yeah, halfway free.
Oh, right.
Which made me think, oh, so maybe they are being oppressed by the saviors as well, that they don't truly feel free.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. I thought when he said halfway free, he was talking about how he's wearing tight pants. But this truck driving off is Richard. So, because they separated and Richard walked off, and I was like, where the fuck is that guy going? And then James was like, he's going so, and then we see the truck, and so Richard's got the other vehicle.
And they say something like he's going farther away or something to that effect. And we do understand what he means by that later in the episode.
Yeah, we get a good explanation for it all. So Morgan's looking around. He's in this thing. He's kind of like, okay, I guess this is my new group of buddies. I'm gonna living with these guys for a while. So they're back at the thing. I'm always curious how they do their ramparts. Are these like boxed? Are these like aluminum cans?
I was about to say the same thing. It looks like this is like blocks of cans.
Pressed cardboard. So it's sort of, they've got a junkyard thing, do some stuff.
It looks like a stocky child could run right through that.
Well, they're heavy. I would assume.
So are stocky children.
Yeah, these are all metal. Oh, you know what? You got a good point. Especially if they're related to that X-Man that can run through doorways. Goliath or something. Juggernaut. Thank you. And by the way, buses always great for temporary gates. That's very common in apocalypse shows. So I'm hoping to. I want to get so rich that's my my billionaire quirk. Like, yeah, he's rich, but he only uses bus doors.
Yeah, when it closes, it thuds, but when it opens, it creaks and then thuds.
Creaks, thuds. This is also what happened on my virginity night. Ugh, thud. All right, so they're back at the town. Ezekiel comes out, and this is what I was referring to earlier. I did jump ahead, where he's like, "Hey, Morgan, I like your style, my man," and these are walking by. For saving Ben in a single blow. And the pessimist, oh yeah, this part. I think I got
Well, he asked him, where did you acquire those skills? Who taught you those?
Yeah. And he goes,
says,
the
cheesemaker.
Yeah, the cheesemaker. You know,
who, as we know, was the brother of Drew Carey in the Drew Carey Show. I can't quite recall his name, but he had the famous goat, that whole scene where he was teaching Morgan to value life and whatnot.
Yeah, the guy with the cage, he had the prison cell that he had kept Morgan in, and
which
they allowed it to be
locked.
open.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So Morgan tells him, yeah, the husband from Fargo, that's who I fucking... but then he gives him this little speech. The pessimist looks down and hits his head.
The optimist looks up and loses his footing. The realist looks forward.
And
adjusts his path accordingly.
And you know what I would say to that? I would say, thanks for the fortune cookie, fuckface. Why don't you talk like a human? Actually, I'd probably be delighted to be around a guy like this. I've met a lot of wacky people.
Yeah, and this is basically the scene where we get confirmation that Ezekiel has a special place in his heart for Benjamin.
Yeah, well...
because he doesn't want anything to happen to him, and he feels like Benjamin is not progressing in his survival skills and his weapon training.
Yeah.
But he sees that Morgan is very proficient with blunt weapons, and perhaps that's the secret calling for Benjamin. Maybe he just hasn't found his calling yet.
Maybe the move... Yeah, exactly. So, not blades, not guns, but a stick. Maybe, he's not Leonardo. He's not the foot soldiers.
Donatello.
He's going to be Donatello. The stick couldn't. Oh yeah, and then he says, "Well, yeah, but I had to kill a guy because the stick's not enough. Sometimes you got to shoot a bitch." So Morgan agrees, and he's like, "All right, yeah, this is a member of my court."
Yeah, I mean, it's
he's really into this LARPing.
We do get some insight into that later on.
Yeah, because
he's not crazy.
No, he's not. I know. But it's totally worth making fun of. And the other thing that Ezekiel is doing in this scene, he's giving Morgan use. He's validating Morgan, and that's just good leadership. You know what I mean? Like, he sees his skill. He's solving two problems at once, basically. I might be over analyzing or something, but it's really smart to let Morgan have a role that's not just demeaning. That, like, oh, okay, go shovel fucking tires and shit. Don't go make tomatoes. But not that, but it's like, you can help us. We need you. You're going to be valuable here. You're valuable to me. So, Ezekiel's grown on me. Yeah,
it goes back to the whole philosophy. You drink from the well, you replenish it. You bring something to the community, you contribute.
That's right. And, I'm bald, as I point out all the time, but before I lost my hair, that's exactly the kind of hair I had. This is what I looked like in high school. A little more pale. I didn't have a sword. So... The kingdom is favored by your presence once more. She's so annoying. And then we hear choir. What the hell's going on? Now I'm really
a little hokey.
Yeah, this is where I really wished I was on a 500 milligram edible. And so we're seeing some of the. This is what I was talking about. These are the file cabinets, containers. Nice. Take that, nature. Take that, civilization.
I was wondering how you knew what they were, because I couldn't make them out when you brought them up. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
From the distance, I didn't spot them the first shot, but I just remember seeing them in this shot here. And then we got this guy. He's like, boy, I wish I was stronger because I can only carry one tomato at a time. Okay, all right. Whoa! Now we're getting lyrics from our singing people. And it was like, well, it ain't no use to say. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. That's distracting and horrible. But this Tiger's feeling pretty good about herself. Do we have confidence? Oh, no, James. Here it is. He's a boy. That's a boy. Oh, man. Tail. What a boy. Oh, that's a tail? Oh. Yep. All right. Wow. Someone's been spending a lot of time looking at tiger dicks. Jeez, James. Why don't you cool it with the Google? All right. Another thing. Drink from the well, replenish the well, K.E. for King Ezekiel. I like that King is his first name. That's funny. So we're hearing all these lyrics, and Carol's just sort of in Kooky Town. I don't know if she can hear the music. I guess the implication is she probably can. But I like a choir sound. I'm like a raging atheist, but I've heard some really beautiful church choirs.
Yeah, I thought the message of the song was a little bit too on the nose.
Yes. It was let me help you, right?
Well, it was by the time you look out the window, I'll be gone. And
Yeah.
talking about Carol planning on her escape.
Boy, I was way
like,
off.
come on.
Yeah, it was. They were pretty much just expositioning what we already knew was about to happen, and yeah, and so she, of course, this is a ghost. That's what a ghost is doing the vocal. So okay, so then we see who's singing. Oh, one of these guys did have a pretty voice. That was this guy here, who looks like if one of the children of the corn grew up.
Yeah, look out your window and I'll be gone.
Yeah, totally. Look out your window and I'll be gone. So, but they were singing all right. I was digging it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Look, that's the other girl. Okay. She looks like the other actress that's in the other group. All right. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Oh, look, life be lyrical. I'm really interested in these Ezekiel things. They got a bongo. That must be when they all get drunk, take off their clothes. Don't think twice. Okay, this is sort of a rec room, sort of a Sunday school churchy choir thing. That's all good. Got some things here, drawings of zombies. This chick's here, she's building kites. All right, gazebo, file cabinets. And, this is the training.
Yeah, a little bit of... something about the kid Benjamin in the shop reminds me of Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, okay.
A little bit like Jedi training sequence.
Yeah, a little bit with the if instead of laser beams.
Yeah, if instead of in a giant volcano fighting amongst lava, they were fighting in a gazebo with wooden sticks.
Yes, thank you. I called lightsabers laser beams. I just lost my nerd card. It's turning on your lights. Okay, there's some more lyrics. She's wheeling herself around. Look at this guy's got a big spear. He's wearing the gear.
Yeah, now the awkward thing about subtitles is that sometimes the singing will mesh into dialogue.
Yeah.
And it looks really weird.
Yeah. But the asterisks are denoting what this
is singing. If you read it carefully, you'll know, but...
Yeah, it's all right.
Sometimes it's more fun not to read it carefully.
And she's wearing Crocs, which makes me deduct points because, you know what? Actually, they're really comfortable. You ever put them on?
Nope.
All right. So, so she goes right by this table, and what does she do? She snatches the knife as she goes off the thing, and then again, what happens? Keep an eye on the chocolate bar, everybody. Gone.
Yeah, which is a little bit of a comical reprieve, because we haven't really had that yet, because she said before she'd make the chocolate go bye-bye.
Yeah.
And we know that she's a fan of chocolate from prior episodes, prior seasons.
Yes. The only way they could make this scene more on the nose is if there was a pomegranate sitting on the table that she left alone. So then he got the guy, and he's like, over the head? Is that what you want? And he's like, yeah, just do it. And so he sort of teaches him, and he's going...
And then Morgan...
Those are the sound of sticks moving through the air, James.
Morgan screams, "You are the chosen one!"
I don't know even what you're talking about.
That's the volcano scene.
Oh, Star Wars. Which Star Wars is that? One of the prequels?
Yeah.
Well, don't quote the fucking prequels.
Well, Anakin Skywalker was
dare you?
He looks like Anakin Skywalker. You gotta quote the prequel.
How fucking dare you?
Misa Jar Jar Binks.
It is Yusa. Better shut the fuck up. Do you know what J.J. Abrams stands for? Jar Jar Binks Abrams.
No.
So then now here we got Carol. She's up to her old tricks though. She's doing this thing, and this guy's talking about eating possum. She's like, "We were eating possum out there."
No, the guy who walks by says that. He was like, "We were eating possum out there."
That's his line.
Yeah,
we're eating possum out there. Because his favorite thing to do is to grab him by the possum, and there she goes. So it's still singing, "So long, honey, baby."
Like he's saying that to Carol.
Yeah, so long, hey, honey, baby. I had a girlfriend once, James, and she would call me honey and baby, and occasionally I would feel emotionally overwhelming because I have struggles with intimacy. Goodbye is too good a word, babe. Oh, geez. And this is her going.
Yeah, so basically, to be a little bit more serious now, she's...
Oh, don't lecture me.
No, I'm saying I mean more serious. No, I was joking around before, but...
I get it.
She's talking to him about peach cobblers, like...
Oh, yeah,
saying there was a breakfast cobbler, and she goes, "Oh, it was amazing. It was flavor upon layer of flavor. It was amazing."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, you haven't tried the lunch cobbler. We have cobbler for every meal."
Right.
So she's kind of still hamming it up, being calm, grandma-style Carol, just to get him to walk away after feigning that she was sniffling.
Yeah.
To get Kleenex or a towel or something for her.
Right.
And she uses it to sneak and steal some clothes off the table.
Yes.
Because as we know, she's planning her escape.
Yeah, she goes yoink and puts them under her blanket there, and so
nothing she's doing so far is authentic.
This sailboat makes me think of Enya. Totally. So more singing than I ain't saying you treated me unkind. So it's okay, fine. They got their own religion and music, and it's all built around K.E. breathing sharply. That's his training. He's watching. He's observing his kingdom. And so now this was funny. I got 4 of these. This was synchronized dancing. Look at these guys.
But it's good.
They're trying out for the synchronized stick stick posing team.
It does show that finally Benjamin is taken to something.
Yeah.
He's good at this.
He's good at this.
And that's why King Ezekiel is looking on with approval.
Yes. My new subject has been doing great. And then so he sees the book. Benjamin, the white kid, sees the book in there, and he's like, "Oh, cool book. What book is that?" He said, "I read every book in this place. I read even an air conditioning repair textbook. Here's, HVAC. You gotta, he goes, it's not leaking or not letting the coolant out.
No, the number one problem is
Not letting
refrigerant leaking.
Refrigerant leaking. And you know what the number one problem with HVAC is, James?
No, I don't.
It's when you crawl through it to escape the bad guys, you get stuck.
No.
Just like in all video games. All right, with an HVAC, there it is. Fuck, we missed it. Refrigerant leaks. Please. Oh yeah, he says, give me the book. So he says, all right, sure, go ahead, you can have the book. So now he comes up, he says, come with you, and the guy, we have matters of import to attend to, and the guy tells him to grab his gun, which
bring your gun with you.
Which makes Morgan pause and go, oh man, gun, I don't know.
Which does tell us there's going to be something serious is going down.
Yeah, you don't bring a gun unless you expect violence and or the threat of violence or something, or just whatever. All right, so bacon. We got some bacon hanging, and James, I found a website that said you can lose weight eating bacon.
Nice.
So I've been eating a lot of bacon lately.
Yeah. So here, King Ezekiel is saying that he slaughters the pigs far from the kingdom, lest their screams carry in the wind and invite questions.
Yes.
When we saw Richard driving away in the car and going further away, he was taking the pigs out to slaughter them far away from the town because he doesn't want the town people to hear it happening and then to question, well, why aren't we eating bacon?
Oh, you're saying, okay, because that was weird to me. My assumption was they're bringing it back, so why are they killing them out? Like, that's not a secret you would need to keep if the people know they're eating meat.
But they're not.
Yeah, they're not. So, yeah.
So who is?
Right. Did you figure that out before it all happened?
Well, right about this time, yeah.
Okay, all right. Man, I'm dumb. I work too hard. What we are doing here is a secret I keep from my people. Yeah, so he's at least kind of fessing it. I did like that about him, that he doesn't pretend like everything he does is above board. I mean, he's sort of transparent.
Yeah, and he's being kind of real. He's saying some people perceive secrets as a luxury of a king, but really, in reality, it's a burden.
Yeah, it's people. Yeah, exactly. I thought that was a good line. So they dirtied up a parking lot, and
as soon as the first guy steps out of the car, we know right off the bat these are saviors.
This is a beer bong.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a funnel with a big tube.
Yeah, interesting.
I remember the first time I did beer bongs, I was so good at it, I did 3 in a row, and I ended up puking somewhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Either that or maybe it's used for siphoning gas.
I would have thought it would be like a gas siphon. That would make a lot more sense in this context.
Well, beer bong could be repurposed for gasoline siphoning. It's just about fluids, it's about filling it with fluid and pulling it out of there. My dad once told me that he was like getting gas out of someone's tank for some reason, and he had to pee, and he peed into a gas can like an idiot, and he said he got gas on his dick, and he's like, don't ever get gas on your dick.
That's a good father lesson.
Yeah, I was 4. So yeah, these are the saviors pulling up.
Right, and this kind of validates a theory I had earlier on about the whole half safe thing, or the half free, as I should say.
Yeah, we're halfway free.
Halfway free, yeah.
Yeah, so the saviors are here. Now we're going, I wasn't shocked though. I was like, oh shit, and we're like, oh crap. So, okay, and then this is pretty clear what the pigs are. They're offering. I actually was dumb, and I said, in full transparency, I said, oh, they're trading. They bring them pomegranates, they give them pigs. It's a fair no. This is the local mafia. This is Tony Soprano and his goofy old Italian white-haired thug friends beating up on the local pork store, which is actually what Tony Soprano owned, a pork store. But you know what I'm saying, James?
Right. And
these are the mafia collecting on their payment.
And the fact that the pigs were being fed zombie meat and Richard saying, I want their bellies full of rot.
Yeah.
That tells us that they're kind of hoping that maybe this is going to make the saviors sick.
Yes.
Basically, they're a way to get back at the guys who were kind of scamming them.
Yeah. I mean, it's the equivalent of spitting in a burger.
Yeah.
Or shitting into a taco and then putting cheese on the poop and hoping.
Or also, they don't want the saviors to do harm to them, so they want the pigs to look all plump and large.
Yeah, and they point that out.
Yeah, and they don't want to give them something they don't want to pump their own food into a pig only to slaughter it and give it away.
Right. All right.
So it's kind of smart.
Yeah, you're right. And like raising livestock, you got to grow the food to feed the things, and it's resource intensive. Now, real quick, I backed up one screenshot. James, Gavin, the leader of the bad guys here, is that who Gavin is?
He seems like the ringleader, yeah.
But that's the name. That's who this is referring to.
I was worried we were
early. Okay. All right, that's fine. But the saviors have the upper hand here. They're the bullies. Yes, indeedy, you do, and you will. Okay, you do every time. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was a little too, he goes and counts it.
Yeah, basically there's 8 pigs in the truck.
Yeah,
which is what he wants.
And he says they look bigger than last time. That's good. So I don't think that line was necessary, honestly, as a script. Right? Like I was like, I wouldn't have. I get it. They're trying to reinforce the rot thing. That's another ping to the memory that the guy talked about the rot. And okay, they're really going to get him.
Well, no,
but this one's split right open.
Yeah, I think more so what it is that it's showing that the kingdom is doing their best to facilitate, to make Negan's group happy.
Yeah.
Because it shows that they do, in a way, fear them. They know that they can't best them through sheer military strength.
Right.
Through sheer force of arms. So they're trying to placate them.
Sort of subversion, though, like almost like the French Resistance or some shit like that. And by the way, it just occurs to me, this pig doesn't have his guts, so his stomach's not even in the pig. And perhaps that just means they're giving them the rot that makes the meat shitty, like the pigs are shitty or something. I don't know. I mean, hopefully we have some more screenshots of the pigs to see. But, you know what I mean? Like, if there's a rot, then you have a balloon filled with zombie flesh that's inside the pig, and they're going to cut it open and be like, you ever go fishing and cut open a fish's stomach and it's got like a worm or some green shit in it?
That sounds horrible.
It's happened. I've cut fish open and found smaller fish. It's pretty exciting, actually. But do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand that the distinction I'm pointing out?
Well, I think what he's trying to say, I don't think they're basically feeding the pigs once and then immediately slaughtering them. I think they're raising the pigs on zombie meat, so the pigs are growing larger, so by the time they slaughter them, they are a larger...
But the rot is intended as a way to spoil something. Either direct exposure to the rot or spoiling the meat of the pig.
Well, I mean, I don't...
Because they're not giving them the stomach, is what I'm saying.
The thing is, I don't think they have anything to gain by maybe killing 1 or 2 or 3 of the saviors by giving them poisoned meat. I don't think that's their goal.
I know.
I think it's just a means to an end. It's like, we have to give them pigs, but we don't want to waste our resources on fattening them up.
So it's not like spitting on a burger or shitting and putting cheese on the poop.
It is and it isn't.
Okay. That's a little bit like you're trying to have it both ways. What are you, Burger King fan? Have it your way? Is that what that's happening? Okay, let's just keep pushing. We're wasting too much time. This is the guy who's been feeding him. I made sure of it that they're fed. So he's like saying, yeah. So I took this as being like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. I
mean, he has no love for them.
Yeah, and maybe it's just their way of knowing. Like, and it's resource. Okay, fine. All right. They call themselves, I know who they are. She's explained to him, and he's like, I know. Don't be worried, lady. I got this. So see, they're gutted. They don't have the things. And they sprinkled some corn on them, just making them think that's what they've been feeding them. I think that's a good theory. Either that or this is candy corn. And even in the apocalypse, humans don't eat candy corn because it's fucking gross. Okay, and anybody who thinks it's real candy needs to move back to Canada, where they grow candy corn. All right, pig feet, and they're like walking off, and they grab the thing. And this guy is a punk. He looks like a drummer from some shitty band, and he's like, hey, fucker, how about a smile? And he goes,
jerky Jesus.
Yeah, jerk off Jesus. That's either the world's funniest Jesus or the world's worst instructions. So
someone's going to be offended by that one.
Oh, too bad. Look at this. Looks like the Predator back there. Someone's going to be offended by that, too. You sure you don't have that backwards, kid? So this guy's... That's the thing about the kingdom is these guys are tough dudes. They're strong. Yeah. They can fight. They got armor.
This Richard guy just basically stood up to one of Negan's men.
Yeah.
Saying that, basically what the long-haired guy said is that you're getting off
Jerk
easy.
Off Jesus.
He looked, he pointed to the back of the truck and said, this is nothing. We're letting you guys off easy. And then Richard retorts with, don't you think you got that a little bit backwards?
Yes. Yeah. And then the guy kind of does a little fakey and backed up one. He goes, oh, yeah. And then he takes a swing, which is a really weak-ass, wimpy-ass punch. The dude ducks and comes back with a good, solid elbow, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, this guy does not stand a chance against this Richard guy.
Yeah, totally. And so this was an interesting way this played out. Guns come up, everybody starts panicking, they're fighting. But it wasn't a shootout. It was just sort of, okay, the men are wrestling. We're going to let them fight and point guns at each other, and they just sort of fucked around. And Ezekiel is calmly telling them to stop. He's intervening, but he's not panicking. Morgan looks down at his hand. He's like, oh, God, James, that gun looks just like the one you have. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
But you see what the whole point of that shot was, though.
That his finger's not on the trigger?
Yeah, he refuses to put his finger on the trigger.
Right.
He had
Well, that's actually proper gun handling. You're not supposed to touch a trigger until you intend to shoot.
Well, I mean, at that point, if he was supposed to be intending to shoot.
I get you. I hear you. All right. You're right. And then there they are. They all got their guns. Lower your weapons. This is Gavin. He's like, okay, fuck, oh boy, I'm glad I'm an actor.
For a moment, that guy looked like Gene Wilder to me.
Yeah, a little bit. No, totally a little bit. And that guy looks like the guy who married Demi Moore, Bruce Willis. It's tense, it's crazy, and then they do stop. They listen to their leaders, and this is not what Ezekiel tells them. Free shot. The guy gets up and whacks him, and of course Richard just takes it because he's just loyal, and he doesn't resist. He lets the dude take him, punch him because they're the ones with the upper hand. And Gavin does intervene, because he's about to really hurt him, and the guy's like, stop, all right. So they all stop, and so the guys, they stop, and then he does this whole move where he looks at his hand and rotates it into a fuck you finger.
So now I'm kind of wondering now, is the long-haired guy Gavin, or is Gavin the ringleader?
Oh, I thought Gavin was the ringleader.
Yeah, we probably have that wrong, so maybe someone can set us straight on that one.
Gavin! Okay.
Because it looks like someone's yelling Gavin at the person who's punching the guy.
But are you sure it wasn't Ezekiel telling Gavin, it's like, Gavin, get your man under control?
It could be that, too.
Because they seem to have sort of a respect. I mean, they're enemies, but...
That's plausible, yeah.
That's plausible. We could watch it again and learn it, or we could just make a YouTube video and just let the fucking commenters hate us. I call them fucking... I'm sorry, commenters, you're not fucking... I mean, I hope you're fucking... fuck you! And so the guy's like, oh, man, I hate this job. This job
He's like
sucks.
a doofy Clive Owen.
Yeah, a little bit. Big nose Clive Owen. Although that would also describe Clive Owen. Richard, we will discuss this. So he tells him, he's like, all right, don't worry. Oh, yeah, it's produce week. He's see you next week, okay? So produce. What are those called? Homophones? When it's the same word but different enunciations or something?
Well, homophone is where it sounds the same.
Oh, so it's the spellophones. He's going to have to go... And so he hints that Richard will die first. If
yeah, basically, if you're even missing one little piece of what we've ordered next week, then he'll be the first to... eat the bat.
Yeah. You better have all the guacamoles for us, okay, fuckers? All right. So, burping while talking. So Ezekiel finds out he's encountered them before. He was, and he goes, the man you killed was one of them as well. And he's like, yeah, it was. And he goes, that's probably why you brought me here. I'm speaking as Morgan. And Ezekiel, because he killed him, and he's like, well, you probably brought me here because I'm willing to kill.
Because you knew that if I had to, I could do it again.
Yes, thank you. And he's like, no, actually, I didn't want the killing. Which, Ezekiel, this line felt manipulative, but also I think he's sincere.
Yeah.
He does seem to be...
He needs someone to let him know when he has things in his hair, like stray bird feathers.
Yeah, like bird feathers and stuff, I mean, hell, you know what, though? If a bird's going to drop something on you, you better hope it's a feather, right? I had a bird shit on my neck once when I was in Seattle, and my first instinct was that somebody spit on me. For like a half a second, I was like, who the fuck spit on me? And then I looked up and I realized the bird had spit his own feces onto me from far away. I vowed revenge, and I have yet to achieve my goal. So a little white kid having a thing. He gets up, hey, Dad, it's movie night, I gotta go. And the guy goes, oh, eat your broccoli, son. Okay. And he goes, oh, come on, that was the deal. And then the kid did a little too much acting. I wasn't all that convinced, speaking of Anakin Skywalker. So he's like, okay, fine, I'll eat it. But it's fine, he's a kid. I shouldn't beat up on him. He looks like my nephew.
Yeah, and basically the purpose is it shows that Benjamin is essentially raising this kid.
Yeah.
And this leads into a conversation between Benjamin and Morgan, where it turns out that Ezekiel has a fondness for Benjamin because his father was close to Ezekiel and his father fell in battle.
Yes.
And one thing I wanted to know, because I only got a brief glimpse at this, but the words in the wall behind them.
Yeah.
The dead are alive.
Let's not the alive be dead.
Okay, because after that shot, it goes away forever, and all you can see is the dead are alive, and you miss that second part. And I was kept waiting for it to cut back so I could catch it.
Right. I wonder who's the font guy. They got some dude here who's like, I do fonts. I used to be the treasurer of my LARPing committee. I can do ye old English. So that's funny. K-E, and then they got the little swirlies. It is sort of like a poor, not a poor man's purple, but like a cheap imitation of that sort of lettering. But hey, that's the apocalypse. It's all going to be a cheap imitation. This is what James just described though. My father was a good fighter. He was part of the original gang here, and then they got sent out and they got hit by wasted. That was something I was glad I got the screenshot. So their word for is wasted. Either that or they went to Mardi Gras or a sorority on Pledge Week.
Yeah, there's no informational superhighway. There's no telegrams. There's no TV stations.
Yeah.
There's no internet. There's nothing like that. So every little close-knit community has a different term for them.
Right.
Some people called them walkers. Then I think there were rotters, and then there were wasted.
Yeah.
And all sorts of things.
I would call them shamble-amble ding-dongs. James, look out! We're going to get attacked by shamble-amble ding-dongs. And then I want you to say it. Say it. Say, look out. Okay, Hank, I don't want you to get killed by any shamble-amble ding-dongs.
I really didn't make your voice. I just did. That was me.
Say the line.
That was me mimicking
James, you and your wizardry no longer works on me, okay? All right? Can't believe this guy, James. All right. Okay. You know what's weird? I think you're the weird one.
No, thank you.
That's not fair at all, because I'm obviously the nutty one. You're the healthy person in this, whatever. All right, so, yeah, the 8-man didn't make it back out, but so Ezekiel's more careful, he learned. We'll find out that Ezekiel meant for his dad to get killed or some shit. I don't actually think that's a good theory.
Yeah,
I'm not suggesting.
I wouldn't put too much stock in that.
Yeah, but his dad died, so he's been... But Ezekiel has a fondness for him because his dad and sounds like he raised him, kind of.
Yeah, he probably feels like he owes his father the honor, well, not the honor, but the duty of looking after his son.
Yeah. So now we're talking about this dialogue here is about that whether they should resist the saviors violently or placate them and be subservient.
Right.
And they've kind of just getting at that Ezekiel thinks it's the right move to keep people alive. More people would probably die. Even if we could beat them, it's still going to be a heavy cost. We don't really want to do that. So he's like, yeah, okay, all right, that sounds that we should, so they're kind of they're at least discussing it a little. And so this guy points out that there was an inscription in the book that he let him borrow about not killing, because that's kind of what the whole thing comes up. There's the text on the back there that James was referring to. So what do we learn, though? So he's trying to dig in. He goes, and also that you don't eat meat is what he pointed out.
Yeah,
so you're obviously really against killing. What's going on here?
Yeah, and that you're teaching me a keto, and that you only eat vegetables, you didn't put any meat on your plate.
Yeah.
And Morgan kind of just goes into this brief thing with him saying is like, the path that you should take is not my path. You need to choose your own way. Don't mimic yourself after me. Do what you feel is right. I felt like I had the path. I felt like I knew the answers, that I was exactly where I needed to be. But now I'm realizing that I'm wrong. I'm having to change. I'm having to adapt. Yeah. I'm just fumbling through.
And this actually underscores my personal philosophy that confidence is dangerous in a way where what he's saying here is, I'm just surviving. I'm doing the best I can. And what follows from that is forgive yourself. You're not going to get it right. It's going to be tough. Because what he had before, which was shaken by the encounter where he saved Carol, was he was so certain. I should say certainty is more than confidence. Confidence is different. Certainties, like where people are absolutely convinced that they're the way they think is correct. Because I think what's most missing from dialogue and from discourse is people's willingness to have their mind changed. And that's my thinking about how why so much of our differences are unable to get hashed out, because people are resistant to allowing themselves to have their mind changed, because it's called cognitive dissonance, and it hurts to have your mind changed. So all right, there you go. I just
and he's learning that the world is not just black and white anymore. There's not a simple solution to every situation. It's more complex than that.
Yeah, totally. And this is stuff I yell at girls on first dates. So sometimes we change our mind. See, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So I actually like this evolution that Morgan's gone under a little bit here. And he was fine before, but he was just like, okay, it's not like he was one of those clowns walking around fucking parks and stuff. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. I got to go talk to Carol. Okay, so they're off. Clinking! That's the wind chime thing. That's so funny. Apparently they don't have, they've got plenty of colanders, though. Obviously they don't need, they can repurpose them to make pleasant wind-borne chimes, James. So he comes in. Oh no, she's gone. Carol's missing. Even her ghost chair is gone. I mean, there's no ghost in her chair, in her wheelchair. You ever ride around in a wheelchair?
Nope.
They're pretty fun, for a little while. And she didn't even bother making a pillow Carol. She didn't even do a fake Carol, like Ferris Bueller's with the, with the door opens and the strings and then it rolls over sort of, and, the synthesizer that coughs and stuff. So he's like, oh, fuck, that's great. So he sits and, he just kind of is like, oh, well, I don't know. I guess fucking bitch got a quick one on me. She's gone. Insects chirping. Carols, now we cut ahead to the nighttime.
I mean, is there any semblance of what type of day it was when Morgan was bringing the food in?
Evening. I mean, I read this as dinner time because the kid was wanting to go watch movie night.
Okay, movie night. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So this is Carol's escaping right about the same time that this scene is playing out.
Yeah, and productions usually don't deal with sunset because the light changes so much it fucks up everything. So you can't do 2 takes without the light being different.
Right.
So it's always day or solid night. I mean, sunset light is great though, but it's Anyway, insects chirping. Animals howling. I never would have noticed the howling. But then, whoosh, flame. It is the king holding his thing with his friend. And he's got the buckled shirt with the sleeves. And the fire turned on a little too easy, I thought. But, okay, fine, it's a show. And so she's sitting there. This is the Garden of Fruit, James. Mm-hmm. We're back at the fruit thing. We're back at the nectarine plant. Wait, what are they called? Persimmons? Pomegranates. And I dare say it's my favorite place in the entire kingdom. It pleases me. It's like, all right, enough with the fucking bullshit, yeah. King Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, so basically in this scene, to kind of jump through it, is that...
No, I don't want to waste time, Jane.
No.
I'm totally joking around.
But he knows that she's trying to escape.
Yeah.
That much is clear to him now. And he stands up and he calls her out on this act that she's been playing.
Right.
That you can't, I'm going to sugarcoat it, but you can't bullcrap a bullcrapper.
You can't say the word shit?
I don't like going
Spell it. Can you spell it?
No, I can't. But he's basically saying, I know what you're doing. It's very clever. It's very effective. I can see how it works for you before, but it's not going to work on me anymore.
Yeah.
So that causes her to drop her guard and have a frank conversation with him, where he also does the same.
Yeah, well, first he dismisses Jerry.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to say these things in front of Jerry.
Yeah.
Because he's going to take off his facade, his mask is going to droop a little bit, and he's going to be real.
Right. And he needs Jerry to believe all his bullshit.
Yeah.
But Jerry's like kind of a hip-hoppy, or I don't know how to describe him, but he's modern. He's like, holla!
Yeah, deuces.
I keep hollering in range. Yeah, he goes, deuces.
Yeah, which is great. I love that.
Yeah, Jerry's okay. It's the apocalypse. Everybody gets to be fucking weird. And so, now they're alone. And exactly. I mean, they're kind of dropped their thing. And what's that saying? Can't bullshit. Never. Oh, James, look at those words.
Oh, horrible.
Oh no, you're not going to get into heaven now.
You
dear.
You better censor those.
Oh, the next worst thing is you'll see a nipple or something. Oh boy. It's okay. Everybody. I was raised by All right, here we go. The sweet and innocent act you've been doing is like, it's enough of this. Okay, I get it. I know what you're up to. I'm a scammer too. He doesn't actually say that, but but finally they're sort of meeting. Yeah. They're taking their masks off and sort of saying, yeah, here's what you do. You blend in. The guns that you brought in your pack, they belong to saviors. So that says something too. There must be some sort of scratch mark or maybe indicator. Do they have a?
Oh yeah.
That's
a
big.
They went over that before.
Yeah, right. I do remember. Yeah. What do you know about the saviors? And so his big secret too is that he's dealing with the saviors. Not everybody in his community knows that.
Right, and he's protecting them. That's the burden of the secret. He can't let them know that he's doing dealings with them simply to protect his own people from them, because imagine the panic that people would know if they knew that every single week they had to produce X quantity of goods to give to these ruffians, or else they would come in and just wreck their entire civilization. I mean, that's terrifying.
And it also speaks to the name of the game, the name of this episode, The Well, because what do the saviors do? They take. They do not contribute.
Right.
And that violates the order, and that I agree that you should contribute if you're going to take, and they're not. So I think there'll be a comeuppance for the old Negan gang, okay? Bold prediction, but I think Rick is still angry.
Yes, so, just a tad.
Just a little. So there's a joke. You're a joke. She's like, this is nonsense. What the fuck, man? This place is crazy. Out there is where it's all about. That's where life is good out there. But it is. He's like in this Ren Fair, nutty, wacky town. And he's kind of justifies it. He's like, I know. He goes, maybe they need it. And he gives we hear some of his backstory.
And I
too.
like how in this thing you can kind of gradually hear his voice change. The bravado falls.
He's
silent.
losing the kingly speech.
And he becomes a normal man. And,
yeah.
and it just kind of just gradually tapers off.
Yes, yeah. And ruling over people, and he's like, they need a leader. It's comforting to them, and have your ass kissed. Is that what you're doing? You're not, wacko leader guy. And he offers to sit down. She's like, oh, okay, I guess. It was nice that he was polite. I was like, oh, what a gentleman. And so he sits, he gets close. And this is where, he's sort of just kind of in a regular voice now. He's no longer he's just like, people want someone to follow. They want someone to make them feel safe. And this is where he's like, they see a dude with a tiger shoe. Like,
right. This was right about the time where it happened.
That was by far the most where he was completely shifting into probably who he really is.
You want to recap his backstory really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, so basically he's saying that he was a zookeeper.
Yeah.
And in the enclosure, one of the animals he kept a watch over was Shiva, who fell into a moat that had been drained at the time and badly injured her leg. It was going to basically bleed out. So he risked it, jumped down there, patched up the wound in time for Shiva to survive.
Yeah.
And from that point forward, Shiva respected him, that she would never lunge for it off the chain. He had acknowledged that if she wanted to rip his arm off just by lunging away, she could. If she wanted him dead, she could do that. If she wanted to escape, she could do that.
She could yank the chain out of his hand.
Yes, but she won't, because she respects him and he respects her.
Yeah.
There's a very strong mutual respect between both him and the tiger.
She could yank his arm right off.
Yes.
Go ahead. Keep going.
So he basically says that,
Then the apocalypse happened.
After the apocalypse, he made his way back to the zoo, found her starving and alone inside the enclosure, which was a metaphor for himself. He found that he felt like he was also starving and alone out in the world.
Yeah.
And Shiva was the last thing in the world left that he loved.
Yes, it is.
So she protected him. He protected her. She grew his image up to something larger than life. And he used his theatrics because he was actually a stage actor.
Yeah.
Which, the community theater, as he says right there.
Yeah.
Which makes sense that he was able to embody this kingly persona, because he says, I played kings, Macbeth, Arthur, Martin Luther, which I thought was really good.
Don.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Friday.
Yes, so all the pieces that make him bizarre come together in a
Size Snickers.
Yes, in a very explainable package. It's like it all kind of makes sense now.
Yeah, it really does wrap up in a way that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's a little implausible, the theater guy becoming, but he's got that like kind of confident persona, leadership.
Yeah, he's
thing.
Playing a role that's not himself, simply for the betterment of his own people. He's sacrificing his own himself.
Yeah.
To protect them.
And it wouldn't have happened had he not had the tiger.
Yeah.
He's basically saying, like, they saw me with this tiger, and that's where it earned the initial respect, and, you know, it gave him comfort, and, you know. Yeah. And he does seem to have leadership qualities.
Yeah, it's like Braveheart. It's like, you know, where William Wallace goes out in the field, and he goes, I am William Wallace, and the guy in the distance goes, no, you're not. William Wallace is 7 feet tall. He shoots bolts of lightning from his eyes and fireballs out his butt.
Arse.
I know.
Can you not say arse? You can't even say the English
I'm
fucking
paraphrasing.
Swear?
Anyway.
Oh, God.
But it means the legend of someone, the word of mouth can make a person larger than they are in life.
Yeah.
And that's what the tiger is doing for Ezekiel.
Yes, totally. And also, if you're going to be dealing with zombies in the woods, a tiger is a pretty good companion.
Yeah.
Unless you're He-Man, in which case you got Cringer. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so scared. Okay, so he tells her, all right, cards on the table. I've told you my story. What's up with you now? And so she's like, I don't care. I just want to get out of here.
Well, he basically says, now that I've told you this, all I ask is that you don't tell this or relay this information to the people, because they need to believe in me. They can't know the secret part of me for their own benefit.
Although those people are all a bunch of dumbasses if they can't sniff out this phony ass actor guy.
Yeah, and
I mean,
Carol,
like it's acting.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Carol just basically throws it all to the wind and says, "You know what? I really don't care. I just want to go."
Yeah, away. Where do you want to? I'm done with it. I can't. I gotta be away from you people. I think she's afraid of liking them.
Yeah,
same reason she abandoned the Alexandria gang.
She's afraid of loving and caring again. Yeah. Because when you love and care, inevitably you feel pain of loss.
Yeah, so exactly. So out there, it feels like it's all bad. The thing is, though, it's not all bad. And what she's saying is isolation is where she feels safest and most comfortable at this point, because the grief is too much, just like James said. So anyway, yeah, there's hope, heroism, grace, and love. Where there's life, there's life. So what if I am? Maybe we should be taking all this fucking dialogue. But he's trying to plead with her. He's just like, stay. This is okay here. You know, you can, without going overboard with all the good. Like maybe, and you could go. Oh, he offers that someone will go with her, right? Isn't this what he says? He'll meet you at the gate.
Well, he says I'll have someone meet you at the gate to escort you out. But I'm giving you the option that you could go or you could stay. Basically, he's saying that. Even though I'm giving you a guide to go out there, I'm not kicking you out. I'm hoping that you'll decide to stay.
Yeah. And he seems very sincere. I don't suspect that he's trying to screw with her or something.
No, he seems like a genuinely good man.
Yeah, but I think I can help. And if you know, because he sort of is, I guess, a little bit of a savior complex, or he sees somebody who's very wounded and thinks and wants to help, which isn't the worst impulse unless it becomes abusive or something. So. And she's like, what are you up to? He goes, well, it makes me feel good. I just like, it does so. And actually altruism in a way is a very self-serving thing. And I'm not suggesting you shouldn't be altruistic, but I don't think people should feel guilty for feeling good about helping others.
No.
Whenever I tip the barista or the taco truck guy, I'm fucking damn sure I make sure they watch me put that dollar in that coin. And then when they turn around, I take
Put
out
that dollar in that coin.
whatever coin in the bucket. Don't. And but then I take it back when they turn around. So we'll see if I'm onto something. Oh, if it's just more bullshit. So she's like, okay, I like you a little bit, but I'm still gonna leave. And so we find out they're walking off. They're in a cemetery. What the hell? This is crazy. They're in this gross old southern cemetery. Darnelius Haywards. I can't really read the lines. So, but it's Morgan with her, and he's like, "You sure you're up to this?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, well, here we go. Should have always been up to you." So then we see this house here, and James said it first, but I was thinking it, and I was like, "What the fuck? Graves right up on the yard, right by the home?
A little creepy,
little weird. Is this the funeral? This is where the Undertaker lives or something." So yeah, this is the home she's always wanted. It's her dream house. Everything's gonna be great.
This was the same house that in the beginning of the episode that Morgan was carving the sign into the mailbox and putting the flag up for. As you can see, the flag is still up.
Yes, totally. And I wasn't convinced when you said that because I hadn't noticed that the house, but when we did this recap with the screenshots, it was absolutely the same house. So yeah.
I'm not quite sure what makes this house so special, but
it's just the right size, It's just got 2 bedrooms. It's got granite countertops. It's got everything she's ever wanted. It's got zombies in the yard, a little sprinkler system. It's just everything. It's got Wi-Fi. So, so yeah, there they go. And they also got this horse's name is Donald Trump. Look at that thing. So she climbs down. He climbs down. Horse whinnies. See, Donald Trump is a whinny.
I hope not.
Get it? I know, no kidding. Oh, this country is doomed.
That's a bit rude, Carol.
Yeah, totally. Blonde horse, come on. What is this, Hollywood? And it's good we're here. Okay, 10 more minutes and I might start to regret. So it's actually sort of sweet.
I mean, I might start to regret all those times I tried to stab and kill you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Wow. Way to fill that one in, because I definitely top 2 or 3. I will. What is the top 2 or 3?
Oh, he says you're my favorite person I've ever knocked out. Definitely my top 2 or 3.
Yeah. So reliving some old war stories, basically saying, and they are bonded. They do care for each other. Always watching and ready. All right. Okay. See you later. Get back on your horse and get the hell out of here. Leave an old lady alone to die in the woods. She's gonna start giving children magic lessons and candy. She's gonna become the witch in the woods. James, thank you. And so she's off. She's into her thing. Lock clinking, open it up. Oh, and this is very symbolic. I think I'll let you explain.
He basically pushes the flag back down, which in the past was a symbol to alert Rick's team that this was a place where maybe he was or a place he had been.
Yeah.
And it seems like in putting that down, he was symbolically letting go of Carol. He was taking back the sign that he had planted to be followed.
Yeah.
And basically saying, leave her alone, let her be.
Yeah, or just, it's
her choice.
It also takes away that don't look here, protects her.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, totally. I mean, all of it, all what you said was totally right. And the horse's tongue is hanging out because he's got he's hot. I don't know what the fuck horses are up to. So there they go. She walks up, and we hear a zombie noise though, and we know Walker growls. Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yes.
And look at her. Come on in. She's out the window, and so Carol's just like, she's not going to get taken down, but hey, Morgan, clear the fucking house before you leave, dude. Help her out. At least hang out in front until it's over or something.
If anyone didn't need help, it'd be Carol.
Yeah, I know, but you're dropping off a woman with 2 gunshot wounds and just woke up from a fucking 2-day...
But she's just got the dirty T-shirt tied around him, so she's fine.
That's true. And her hair matches her shirt, so she should be fine. So she walks in and we hear crack, crack, crack. Growling stops, Walker thuds.
A lot of thuds.
So, look, she's digging a new grave. I guess that's what's most convenient about having a grave right in your front yard. Graveyard. So boom. Look at that screw. Oh, that's paint. Or that's blood, probably. I don't know why I thought it was paint.
Who's watching her from inside the house?
There's some cameraman. It's Sliver. Okay, so weird fake looking fire. Touch a log on it. Knock on the door. Who could it be?
Well, that gives it away.
What?
The subtitle.
I know. Yeah, dude, that was bullshit. That's bad.
I mean, but you could hear the tiger growling.
Well, it's Ang Lee and his stunt tiger. No, it's there he is. Hello, we've brought you the fruit of knowledge, plucked from my very own tree.
Some frosted flakes.
Yeah,
they're great.
This is a good one. So you really got to try one. So that's a pomegranate, and she takes it, right? Or we don't know.
It seems like she accepts it.
Yeah, you get the sense that she's here. She's where she wants to be, but she's got to feel better knowing she's got some friends hanging around somewhere. Like these guys are looking after her. In a way.
Now that I think about it more, it's like the whole pomegranate thing. Could that be a metaphor for Carol trying to fit in with a group? It takes extra work and extra effort, but it's worth it in the end.
You mean by accepting their affection?
Yeah,
that's more effort than she wants to expend.
Yeah, she wants to be a part of a larger group.
Yeah, I think so.
So Carol is the pomegranate. No,
Carol is the pomegranate, and she needs to get eaten. So James, let me ask you first: what'd you think of the episode?
No, it was definitely in stark contrast to the prior episode, which was incredibly dark, bloody, emotional. This was a little bit more on the narrative, of getting the kingdom back in the story.
Yeah,
and which I guess we can kind of assume that Alexandria and the kingdom and the hilltop are eventually going to combine forces to battle Negan. I think that's inevitable.
Yeah.
So I think this was just a stepping stone towards getting those communities established so they can then start coordinating with one another.
Yeah. And I was glad they didn't cut to Rick and his people. I'm not that interested in the Carol and Morgan storylines, although this episode made me more because of how cool the kingdom is. And Ezekiel, as silly as he was at the beginning especially, and he's kind of fun and easy to make fun of, but I did like him by the end, and I was very kind of intrigued by the whole thing. They got to come up with somebody new. I mean, every like gang of town has to have their kooky leader, the guy with the eye patch, the governor. They had Captain Janeway running the other town. They got this guy running this town. So things are going to be interesting to see how things go. I assume there'll be some sort of dark secret here, maybe not. But the obvious big conflict is between Negan and his gang and the other groups, is like you kind of said. So I was glad it was kind of a bottle episode in a way, where it just sort of stuck to this little storyline here. And something that, just a quick prediction, not that insightful, but I'm sure there's going to be like spies or double crossings, and like maybe somebody in this community is leaking stuff, or you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah. And
there's going to be all sorts of clandestine.
And yeah, we'll probably get an inside look at Negan's team and his group, because remember, he's got Daryl.
Yeah. And
what's he going to do to him? Is it because we know that he punished, what's his face? The guy with the burned face?
Pizza Face? Leonard.
No, what's his... Oh, Dwight. We know that he punished him by burning off half his face, so what might he do to Daryl?
Right.
I don't know.
Probably something pretty bad.
Yeah.
Good thing he's got handsome hair and cool shoulders, and he'll be okay. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they do the Negan's area. I assume it's pretty big. They've got all those people.
Yeah.
And there's these big goons. Is it going to be kind of like Dusk Till Dawn, just a party... a scary party mansion in the middle of nowhere, a bar, and a whole bunch of maniacs? Or is it going to be sort of a spread out thing with some sort of productivity? I think it'll be kind of horrible. But Negan will, I bet Negan will be in a big old like southern mansion or something like that.
Yeah.
But they are pretty close to the city too, so we might see a lot more in the urban area with bigger buildings and structures and stuff.
Because we've yet to see the home base of the Saviors.
No,
what we thought initially was their home base where they went in the massacre. Well, Glenn and everyone went in the massacre against the Sabres was just a tiny outpost.
Yeah, that was just like a satellite outpost. So that with Rick and his people, that'll probably be the focus of the next episode, I would predict. And we'll be intrigued. Carol's going to get herself in trouble with viewing people as zombies. She's probably going to trap something and make it her boyfriend or her husband or something.
Well, I do have a prediction on what's ultimately going to happen to Carol based on something I know about a completely different character in the comics, but I probably should not say anything about that.
Okay, yeah, because it's a little too spoilerific. Spoiler adjacent.
It seems like
it's
the show,
insider trading.
It seems like the show is putting her in the position to become the character that I'm imagining from a very specific scene in the comic.
Is she supposed to still be in the comics? Just specifically Carol as we know her?
That much I don't know. I'm not a close follower of the comics. I just know some major and minor plot points up until around this point in the story.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, hey, there you go, everybody. Thanks for finding our channel. Thanks for taking a chance on a video. You clicked on an over hour long YouTube video on some channel with some screwball dudes you never heard of, and hopefully you made it. If you're still watching, you probably had fun. So there you go. And James has a Band-Aid on his arm, and But that other arm is just shit. I hope it grows back. Let me just say that much. Because you are not going to be very useful, James, to me in the coming apocalypse. And you know what we do with people who aren't useful?
No.
I will fill you up with Diet Squirt. And you shall become my ultimate weapon.
It's Miss
Goodbye! What? Say it.
It's Miss Twist, not Squirt.
James is drinking a Mist Twist. What the fuck did you buy that shit, man? What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Oh my god. So, okay, well, we'll deal with James and his kooky ways later. Thanks for liking and subscribing, everybody. It really is a great way to help us reach a bigger audience and grow the channel, and it's always very rewarding to see the numbers go up, but also to see the comments. We love these nice comments. Are you liking the comments?
Yeah, for the most part, they're great.
Oh yeah, me too. Thanks for saying that. You're so nice.
Mm-hmm.
You're so nice.
Okay.
I like how nice you are.
That's good.
Lol.